welcome to Death by Improv Plays Fiasco. For those of you who know us, we are an improv troupe, normally playing games on stage or on screen over this past year. Today we're playing a different type of game. We're playing a role-playing game called Fiasco. Fiasco is a great game from Jason Morningstar at Bully Pulpit Games, or published by Bully Pulpit Games, where you get to go around basically narrating out and playing out your own movie. And we are going to be playing a great game. I'm joined today by fellow Death by Improv members Jen Kitchen and Mike Farley, and I'm Mike Hochman. So thank you for joining us. We've already done some of our setup. We're going to be playing a play set called Action News 6, I believe is the name of it. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And so I already forget which one of you said you were going to read.
We're News Channel 6.
News Channel 6.
Yeah, and the description of this particular playset is News Channel 6 is in last place in a small market, and Action News 11 is eating our lunch, sometimes literally. Those bastards are always one step ahead, and we're losing ground. This shit-ass little town doesn't have enough news for one station, much less two. Between our own infighting and some bad decisions from management, things are looking grim. Sometimes you need an angle and make a little news yourself.
So that is the score, the description of the playset we're playing. We've already done the setup portion where we've picked relationships, objects, locations, and needs that are going to be important to the story, as you can see on our tabletop that is displayed here. So let's go around and introduce some characters. Farley, why don't you tell us who you are first?
Sure. My name is Jerry Flash Buckingham. I am I'm going to be the lead anchor, but I mean, right now, Mr.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, Mr. Peabody Award winner over here might be making some rounds, on top of my head here. But I'm going to do my best. I'm going to report the news as it happens, no matter how it happens. I'll report the truth-ish, whatever fits the best narrative. And also, my sister works here as well.
So with that, why don't we cut to your sister, Jen?
Yeah, my name is Sarah Buckingham, and I brought Flash into this station, and somehow he managed to leapfrog ahead of me to get on camera. But I begrudgingly have to admit he's good at what he does, and we need all the help we can get. Luckily, I also have an old colleague. We go way back through some tough times. The other anchor of our evening news.
Yep. So that, I guess, cuts to me then, right? So in that case, I am playing Saturn Phillips, former weatherman, now co-anchor of the evening news at News Channel 6. Sarah and I have been through so much together, including last year when I got shot in the buttocks at a Civil War reenactment that we were covering. Happened on camera even, I bet.
Oh yeah, I got that footage.
Yeah.
I got that footage.
And that story did win me a local Peabody Award, which Flash has been understandably jealous of ever since. We don't get along. The awards are coming up again. We'll see who the better anchor is, I suppose. But that is who we are, and we are now going to jump into the game. The way the game works, for those unfamiliar, is we're going to play a series of scenes broken up into 2 acts. Each scene will have one of the 3 of us, in the spotlight. We're going to start with Jerry Flash Buckingham in the spotlight in just a moment. And so Farley is going to set the stage. He's going to tell us what this scene is going to be, who he needs in it with him, and he's going to just get to play it out or narrate it out as he sees fit. But he doesn't get to decide whether it ends well or bad for him. either Jen or myself at some point will drag one of these positive or negative outcome cards to the table, dragging it into the playing area, which will let Farley know how his scene has to end on an up note or a down note for him. At the end of the game, if you're trying to figure out where your outcome is, if you're pretty even-keeled, balanced between positive and negative, you're going to have a really crappy ending. If you're pushing hard one way or the other, you might come out of this with some sort of good ending, even if you've been negative the whole way through. But we're going to play and see what happens and discover where this story goes. So Farley, tell us what you need for the first scene.
I think I will need Saturn right next to me. Sure. I think we will be in the middle of a newscast, possibly even wrapping up the newscast for the night. And so I think, we'll be at the desk. We'll be going over some stories, and then we'll sign off, and then we'll have a nice conversation afterwards. And I don't know. We'll see how our temperaments go.
All right.
Okay, team, we're back from break in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, and welcome back to Channel 6 News. I'm Flash Buckingham, and that's Saturn Phillips over here. We've got a few more news stories for you tonight, and then we're going to wrap it up. Saturn, I believe you have some more information about the Civil War reenactment coming up, don't you?
Oh, yes, down at Merritt's Field, the North and the South are lining up for their yearly battle, reenacting the greatest battle in this state's history. And as you all know, a year ago this weekend, I suffered grave injury while covering that same reenactment. But I've powered through, and I've continued to bring you the excellent news you've come to know and love.
Oh, yes, we never tire of that story, Saturn. I can't wait to find out who wins this weekend. Who are you betting on?
Well, history is doomed to repeat itself, and sadly, this is a battle that the South wins.
Wow. All right. Well, again, that's our Southern pride. And so I believe our next story is about the cute little squirrel that was born at the vet. Was it 6 a.m. this morning? I think they're going to name her Nimnib, and they is looking for a home. So if you know a home of, that could take a squirrel, please call the number below, and I think we can find a nice squirrel home. Any other stories tonight there, Saturn?
I just want to wish everyone a wonderful Friday evening. Be sure to head on down to McGillicuddy's for a nice warm apple cider, and join us for the reenactment this weekend.
Absolutely. Catch Saturn at McGillicuddy's pretty much every night after the news. Thank you very much, and have a good weekend.
Stretch. We've got 30 more seconds. You need to stretch.
Did you catch the sports match between our high schools?
The East versus West Night Rumble? Of course, I was there in the front row cheering on the East team.
Oh, well,
East High all the way.
Yes, we love East and their athletics are just number one.
I'm sure you would know if you ever went to a game, Flash.
Yes, I can't make it.
And we're out.
Thank you. Last word. I had the last word on the air.
You stammered your way to a conclusion there.
There was the stories. The teleprompter wasn't going fast enough, and of course we had to fit in your Gettysburg story, or not Gettysburg, your reenactment story again. Oh, God.
Look, Flash, I can't help it if people love triumph over adversity.
Do you just always speak in news platitudes?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you just don't end everything this like everything's a newscast?
Can I get a latte? Thank you.
Oh, yes, of course. That's that. Get your boss everybody around.
Well, they are interns, Flash.
Yes, but you could be a little nicer. I mean, the way you acted, the way you asked that, it just had a little bit of a tinge of an attitude to it.
If you say so, Flash.
This is Peabody Award-winning news right here.
Scene. Yeah, I don't think that went Flash's way. Jen gave him the negative points there. So I'm going to drag that right on over to next to Farley's screen. We'll add that up later when we flip him over and tally up some points. So now, Jen, you weren't in that scene, so do you have an idea for a scene with Sarah?
Yeah, I feel like covering the annual battle is big doings. We got to have a meeting about, what coverage is going to look like and the various teams we're sending out and, how to all be safe.
So who do you need for that scene?
I would say I definitely need Saturn.
Okay. So is it just a you and me meeting, or is Flash there, or somebody else that Farley can embody for the moment?
Yeah, no, I would say Flash is there as well. This is team coverage.
All right. But this is a Sarah scene, so.
Yeah, I'm leading the production meeting on this upcoming story that we know about already. All right, it's that time of year. We've got a chance again at another Peabody Award for one of our anchors. I don't really care which one, as long as our channel wins it, our station.
Give me a
but
chance.
yeah, okay, you'll have your turn. But the Civil War reenactment is coming up, and I'm not saying I need somebody to get shot again, but the phrase "take one for the team," it's a sports reference. Flash, just in case it's unfamiliar to you. That got us all kinds of ratings last year. And it didn't injure an important part of you, Saturn. So I'm just saying.
So we wouldn't have to get shot in the face. It would just be in the arm, like
if you could get grazed and play it up, that's fine.
Let's keep in mind, they're not supposed to have real musket balls. That was a freak accident.
Mm-hmm.
I hope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe. Just saying, maybe they accidentally have real musket balls again.
I'm game for this.
It could happen.
I can get I can bribe a reenactor, and he can possibly forget to put the fake musket balls into one of the muskets.
Now we're talking. Excellent. See, that's the kind of go get them attitude that makes for an award-winning reporter.
Some of us find the news where it is, Flash. We don't need to invent it.
Some of us work for the last place news station and need all the help we can get, Saturn.
I hate to agree with her, but we gotta do it. We have to make the news. Do you think Channel 11 is just gonna doing the same old reenactment story again? Nobody cares. People want some flair. They want some flash, as it were.
No, Channel 11 will be using their latest acquisition, Lindsay Bowerman, to do it from a female perspective. And wouldn't that be a nice change of pace, the two of you? Anyway.
You want one of us to get an address? I'll get an address. Is that gonna put people in front of the TV?
No. The Flash, not what I'm saying. No, nobody wants. I've seen your legs, Flash. Nobody needs to see your legs on camera.
We see enough
All
of
right.
you as is, Flash.
All right, let's see if we can hype up some bad blood between the North and the South. You know, maybe convince the South to take a dive this year.
That
Rewrite history,
is what I'm
alternate history.
It's like nobody wants to see the South win. I mean, at least
No.
not doesn't work out that well.
Just
I think so. Now besides we bribe a musketeer, and then we probably have to bribe a general, and then I think if we get the general on board, the troops will all follow, and I think the North will rise this time.
you know, the general this year is the deli manager over at the Hy-Vee. You know, we could, for the employee picnic, we could order sandwiches from his deli. And then maybe he would be able to take some direction about which way the battle goes. You know, that would be news if the battle went a different way. And if we knew it ahead of time, as Bastards of 11 didn't, we could plan for that.
I like this. And we could also ask the deli to make a 30-foot hoagie, which will probably break a world record.
Oh, yes. Oh, an extra news story.
Do you think they have gluten-free bread at the deli?
What even is gluten, Saturn? I mean,
It causes intestinal distress.
okay, so you have problems with everything glute related. You got shot in aren't the buttocks a form of glutes? You got shot in them. You can't eat them.
Different glutes, I believe.
All right.
I did a news report on gluten last year, and all of my research found that gluten is great, and you should eat more of it because it's pretty much the main part of the pyramid.
All right, but glad I've got my 2 anchors on board. We've got a plan.
Whatever you need.
This year, we pull ahead of those Bastards of 11.
Agreed.
See? Cool. So that sounded positive, apparently. We had Sarah sort of getting her way with setting up some not quite above board journalism, rewriting history maybe. Cool. So it is now my turn, Saturn Phillips in the spotlight. And I think for this one, I think maybe you mentioned an anchor at News 11, Lindsay Bowerman. Was that what it was?
Bowerman, yes, Lindsay Bowerman.
So I think Saturn and her maybe have some history,
Ooh.
and I think perhaps one of you winds up overhearing something or seeing something that Saturn didn't expect you to. But I think this scene is really between Saturn and Lindsay. Perhaps it's a phone call that gets overheard by a coworker. Would one of you like to be Lindsay, or do we want this to be a one-sided phone call where we don't hear the Lindsay half?
No, I'm happy to be Lindsay.
Okay. Really? They're offering you that much to anchor the 7 o'clock news.
7 o'clock is where it is now, Saturn. I mean, kids have soccer after school. Nobody's home by 6 o'clock anymore to watch the news. 7 is the new 6.
Well, if the head honchos over there at 11 are looking for a little bump to their 7 o'clock ratings, I could be persuaded to make a change.
You've been a fixture at 6 for a long time. Really?
I go where the news is. 6 is
Something I...
barely struggling along.
Your ethics are something I've always respected about you.
Well, I didn't go from small town weatherman to medium market anchor without a solid work ethic.
You know, Saturn, perhaps I could put some feelers out around here with the big bosses, and we could discuss possibilities, say, over dinner?
Well, Lindsay, I've always thought you and I would have excellent chemistry, on camera or off.
Well, Saturn, I'd like to explore both sides of that equation.
Well, what do we say? 7 o'clock at Giuseppe's?
Sounds good to me. And Giuseppe's, you know how to pick a restaurant.
Well, there's really not that many in town.
Well, that's fair.
Whoever just dragged the positive, I think that is a good end to it too. Farley, do you think Flash was overhearing this? Like, you didn't chime in, but was Flash present for that?
Yes, I was going to do something, but you guys were talking. So yeah, no, yes,
That's fine. I think the camera could just see Flash overhearing half a conversation. So that brings us back to Flash. What do you want your second scene of the act to spotlight on?
Okay, so then I guess I will go to Sarah now, and so I'm going to need you, and then I'll try to explain what I overheard to the best of my ability of how I understood it, and then we'll see if we can either come up with a plan to stop it, or maybe work in our favor.
Yeah, Flash. What is it? I'm working on some of the stuff for the Civil War reenactment story.
All right. I was just standing outside of Saturn Phillips' office, like I do normally, just to,
Yeah, I know.
Right,
it's a problem.
I'm sorry. Well, I like the way he smells. Okay, well, that's a different thing. Right, that's a different thing. Okay, he was on the phone. All right, with.
Good.
All right, and I believe it was somebody from the other station, News Channel 11. I think he was setting up some sort of rendezvous with somebody over there. I think we need to follow him.
Did you get a name? What did you hear?
I heard that it was somebody that it was a woman, I think. Like it was a Lynn.
Lindsay?
Lynn, maybe. It's like a Lynn Butterworth. Is that somebody over there?
Lindsay Bowerman?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if that's somebody that exists, yes, then maybe it was a Lindsay Bowerman. But I mean, again, I heard.
That's their new anchor.
So,
Flash, tell me everything.
He was on the phone with a woman. That woman. And he's going to go meet the other anchor from the other news place. If he goes over there, or if he gives secrets, we're in trouble. We need to stop him.
We can't lose him, Flash.
I don't know. I mean, he has been slipping a little bit.
You're going to take on the sports metaphors if he goes? Come on.
Well, no. I am no way. I'm just 2 baseballs shy of a golf course. I can't do that. And he did win the Peabody. So if we want the station to have a Peabody, we need to have him here. Okay. I will go undercover and follow him.
Okay.
And I'll make
Find out everything.
Do we have a wire? Do we have like something? Can I borrow some some station equipment.
I want to see how this scene turns to like a definite positive for Flash in some way.
That is a brilliant idea. Go see Steve in the IT department. He might still have that equipment from the time that we thought they were undercooking the burgers over at the Burger Hut.
Oh, I remember that was a hot, juicy story. Okay.
Yeah. No, it was dry. That was the problem.
Oh, that's right. That's why I don't remember. But I'll go visit Steve then.
You're a lifesaver.
And we will go track down Saturn, and we will blow open this station cahoots wide open.
You mean to keep him here? Go get everything.
Keep him here. That's on the back plate. We'll see. Yes, we'll make sure.
And see. So Flash is off to get some undercover journalistic equipment, I guess. Nice. So yeah, Farley with one positive card, one negative card. Don't know the values on those. Could be one of them is like a high number, one's a low number. Maybe or around a 0 though. We'll find out as later on in the game. So we're now back around to you, Jen. What does Sarah Buckingham want to be in the spotlight for here? And as we go, keep in mind, we don't always have to be like super linear. Like if you ever want to do a flashback or if you want to jump further ahead in time, it doesn't have to be the next moment we see. We can treat it like anything you would see in a movie.
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking a lot about the upcoming Civil War reenactment and a little bit about what happened last time. I'd like to see a little bit of the history of Sarah and Saturn. Maybe at last year's Civil War reenactment.
Okay, so this is a flashback to the previous year. Is this before or after he got shot?
I would say it is in the moments before he got shot.
Okay. Do you have a good framing shot behind me? You see the tents and the cannons?
No, you look terrific. The light is perfect. You've got the trees. It's sort of a natural frame. You're perfect. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And we see the musket men lining up as they do every year in an epic battle between North and South.
Miss, you're gonna miss.
The town is ecstatic to see history play itself out, as it always does. Sadly, the South wins this battle.
Boo! Boo North!
But the money that comes in from all the tourists and local revenue is a win for this town every year. I can see our front line advancing now. Follow me and get a closer look. Ah!
Hey, the camera. No, keep rolling. You got this. Come on, Saturn. Award-winning journalism.
It seems someone here at the Melville reenactment has failed to load blanks in their weapon. My posterior has. Is there a?
Breathe through the pain.
Is there a medic? Not one of those real medic. First aid. It seems.
Whoa! Did Saturn get hurt? Oh, look at him! I can take over. Let me just go.
Cut. Okay. I think we can edit that to make you look brave, Saturn. I mean, you were keeping it together there pretty well for a moment. Boy, that was some great footage. I mean, come on, it hit you in the butt.
Have you ever been shot in the butt?
I mean, not with a bullet, no, but it's 200-year-old technology. How painful could it be?
Whichever one of these buffoons loaded a real bullet, I will have their head. Do they know who I am?
Saturn, this made for great TV. I even got all of it on camera, live.
Sarah, if you don't turn this around, I swear to God, you will never work another day at this station.
I will figure something out. Oh, God.
Did somebody ask for the leeches?
Get that away from me.
I'm so sorry, Saturn. I probably should have left well enough alone, but we're trailing a little. I promise you, it was treated with antiseptic before it was loaded into the musket.
You did this to me, Sarah?
It made for great footage.
That's good.
So it looks like that did not go so well for Sarah. She thought it would go better, I guess. Just drag that negative over to there. And so now that circles around to me for the last scene of our first act here. Let's see, what do I want to see Saturn doing? I think this is going to be a scene between Saturn and Flash. And I think it's Saturn catches Flash spying on him.
Yep.
Maybe it's a little before 7 o'clock at Giuseppe's, I believe was the name of the restaurant I said.
Yes.
And Flash, I think, is not so indiscreetly like 2 tables over with like listening equipment in the middle of an Italian restaurant. You know I can see you, right, Flash? Do you think there's some story here in the
Saturn! How you doing? You came to Giuseppe's?
I did, and it seems you have as well. Chasing a lead, perhaps? Do you think there's something fishy with the shrimp oregano?
That's possible. I know Giuseppe for a long time. Whenever I come in, he gives me free breadsticks. So, I usually just come here, eat breadsticks and water.
With a parabolic mic.
You could see that? Camera ready, you know me, always gotta be camera ready. Who's your friend? I don't think I've ever known who this person was ever before.
Well, if you must know, my date, who's just gone to the restroom, is you don't need to lean in. The microphone will pick you up from where you are.
Well, I wanted to make sure it got you too, because we love your voice. So we wanna.
What are you chasing, Flash?
I think Giuseppe's been putting cats in his veal. That's just between you and me, buddy. That's just between you and me. That's a really undercover story, and I don't want people to hear about it.
Flash.
Yes.
Do you feel the need to ruin people's lives just to make a story? Giuseppe is an honest man.
Yes, Giuseppe's an honest man, but sometimes, for the good of the story, what's one life for another life? If his life going down means my life going up, that's kind of the balance, right? That's
Giuseppe.
you don't need to get Giuseppe over here.
Oh, Saturn, how are you?
I'm well, my friend.
Hey, Giuseppe. Hi. You know me.
You're familiar with with Jerry here, are you not?
Flash.
Oh, he's your assistant on the newscast. Yes, I've seen him.
Co-anchor.
Well, it seems my colleague here is under the impression you are serving people cat meat in place of veal. Have you ever heard of
What?
something so preposterous?
Oh, that's ridiculous. My cousin, he grows the cows himself. I'll take you to the farm. You can meet the cow.
No need. I don't need to put a face to the delicious meat I eat.
Well,
That's for the best.
I suppose the leads I was given might be incorrect in this instance, and I apologize. But I mean, I'm gonna run the story anyway.
Perhaps you should pay for your meal and move on, Flash.
I actually forgot my wallet. Do you think? I mean, Saturn. I mean,
Jerry, is it? No, it's no problem. We have ways to take care of it.
Oh.
Tony, help this gentleman find the dishwasher.
I can't get these hands. Oh gosh.
Have a good night, Flash.
All right. Well, you have fun night too with your lady.
Let's see. Yeah, so that went well for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like Saturn thoroughly humiliated Flash there. That brings us to the end of our first act. We've each been in the spotlight for 2 scenes. So we're gonna take a quick break to tally up some stuff, and then when we come back, we are in the tilt, where we will see some new elements of the story get added in here. So we are back in a few. And we're back for Act 2 of Action News 6, or News Channel 6, whatever the playset's name is. We are picking up after we've done some tallying and added some elements to our table here. We added up our positive and negative outcome scores, seeing where we currently stand. And from those, we each got to, 2 of us got to pick some tilt elements, new things that we're going to incorporate into the story. I was able to pick, because I had the most positive score, I got to choose one. So from Farley's hand, I chose Tragedy, Death Out of the Blue. So we'll see where that comes into our story soon. And then Farley got to pick one as well, because he had the net negative score. So he picked Failure, a Stupid Plan, Executed to Perfection. And these are new elements that any of us can play with, and we can see where they tie into things. When we last left off, Flash just got thoroughly embarrassed at Giuseppe's. We have, we've each got a bunch of stuff going on. As you can see on the side of our table, we're down to 4 negative outcomes and 2 positive outcomes left. So this second half's going to probably lean more negative because they have to. So we're going to pick it up. Does anyone have a thought on where to start Act 2?
I think would work is if Sarah and I go, and it's the day of the current Civil War reenactment. We're it's earlier in the day. We're gonna go meet with the general to see if we can get him to take a dive. The Southern general to take a dive in this current reenactment.
Which earlier we heard the Southern general works at the deli. Is that correct? Or manages the deli?
Is the deli manager at the Hy-Vee.
Did we get a name for him yet?
We did not.
Okay.
All right. So then maybe we're gonna go meet Rocco, the
Rocco?
Southern general at the deli. Alrighty.
All right. I can be Rocco for you.
So I would hope that's perfect. Bing, 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 bing. Hey, Rocco, right? Is that you?
Hey,
Echo.
you're on the TV.
Yes, that's like Flash Buckingham, Channel 6 News. And this is my sister, she comes and does things with me sometimes too.
The producer of the news show, a very important job.
Produces things for me.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. I produce sandwiches and all sorts of cured meats. Can I get you something?
You can get us something maybe. We also hear that you're quite the Civil War buff. All right, you do the
That I am.
reenactments?
I've been doing reenactments since I was a kid. My pop did it. My grandpop did it. We like to make sure people know how things went.
But never were any real wars. Just reenactments.
Can't say that I was.
It's okay. So you're the Southern General, if I'm not mistaken. Like when you take on these
For
roles.
5 years running.
Oof. So it's prestigious.
Oh.
You've had to work your way up to this height.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid and I started, I was just, I was a, we'd call them corpse draggers. Literally, I would just run out there and pull fallen bodies off the field.
Oh, that's cute. That's adorable.
You know, they used to do that during wars, right?
Huh? I didn't know. Thank you.
That's great. And standing around all this meat really paints that picture.
Yeah. So 5 years must get boring playing the same, thing every time 5 years in a row.
Hey, someone's got to be the villain.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, it's like if you were watching a Superman movie, usually Lex Luthor's pretty cool. He's clearly bad, but he's still pretty cool.
So you always root for Lex Luthor to win.
I don't root for him, but I find him interesting and engaging, just like a Southern general.
Okay. So
wouldn't it imagine if 1 year things went differently?
How do you mean?
Well, what if the South didn't win this year?
But it's a historic reenactment.
oh,
We do what happened.
but maybe it didn't happen.
Alternate history. It's a thing. It's a genre. Look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Very popular.
You know Quentin Tarantino, he makes history, he just makes it up in his movies. So we're going to do the same thing. You can be a part of that.
Wait, Quentin Tarantino's gonna be here?
He
Yeah.
can be.
Yeah.
He can be.
Yep. Absolutely.
And
He's looking for a new film idea. Isn't that right, Flash?
Mm-hmm. And he's asked us to round up some local talent.
Well, I'm a big fan of some of his work. I ain't seen most of it, but Reservoir Dogs is real good.
Yeah. So he'll be in the crowd watching, and he requested specifically that.
Well, I gotta be Mr. Pink.
That's from the movie. You know from the movie. It's very, very, very good. So yes, if you even wanted to do some Quentin Tarantino lines, I'm sure he will appreciate that while you're out there losing.
So Quentin Tarantino wants me to lose the reenactment.
Yep.
Yep.
He
wants you to lose the reenactment, and just because we're really nice, I think we will plug your deli on our news program every night
that'd be
for the
great.
next month.
Yeah. In fact, we're looking for a deli to cater, the holiday party this year, and love to make it yours.
Oh, sure. Here, take a catering menu.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. Beautiful.
We can do up to parties of 50. We handle big ones.
Well,
That's great.
We have a lot of staff parties, so you will definitely be called for that.
Okay.
So,
But we have your promise.
I mean, I'll see what I can do. I mean, I'm a general, but I'm not really a general. You know, the men have been practicing. I'll have to get them to change their whole routine, but I'll do what I can do.
Thank you. That's all we ask. And just a little effort. I'm sure Mr. Tarantino will be appreciative. And, if a couple stray bullets find their way towards
A Royale
us,
with cheese.
that's from another one of his movies. You know his movies quite well. I think we have the right man for this job. All right, it'll be like a Reservoir Dogs job. Right, we're gonna go undercover, kind of.
Here, have a pickle before you go.
Whoa, this is a big pickle. Oh my god, I love these big deli pickles. Alrighty, so we shall see you later on the battlefields, and hopefully, maybe just your body on the battlefields.
Flash, you're brilliant.
And scene. All right, so we got rigging the reenactment. Love it. Great. Jen, do you have an idea for where Sarah is next, or should I take it away with something with Saturn?
Wow. Yeah, Flash threw me for a loop with Quentin Tarantino showed up. So, yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Okay. I think, I think this is another Saturn trying to basically get a job at Action News 11. So I think maybe this is, he's already had dinner with Lindsay Bowerman. Perhaps some introductions were made. And day of the Civil War reenactment, I think Saturn does the dick move and goes on camera for News 11. So I think this is, a perhaps interrupted, because I would assume, multiple news networks at the place. But I think Saturn is basically doing a trial field reporting for News 11 that one or both of you perhaps interrupts. But I think, I'm sitting there, I'm on, the camera's rolling, and just says, and just like every year, the cannons are warmed up, the muskets are loaded, not with real ammunition this time, I hope, but the battle is set to begin. Everyone's placed their bets, but we all know how it's going to go. Back to you in the studio. How was that? That was good? Love it.
Saturn!
Oh. Sarah.
What the hell are you doing?
Well, I'm executing an option in my contract. I'm entitled to freelance report.
You're the hub of our coverage of the Civil War reenactment. You're the one with the history with the location. You're the history buff. You're the one with the scar on the butt.
No offense, Sarah, but that scar belongs to me, not to News 6.
You got injured in our service. What? You're a traitor.
I go where the news is, Sarah.
Well, right now, to me, the headlines are Saturn Phillips screws News 6.
No need to take it so personally. If I leave, I'm sure Flash will... I'm sorry, I couldn't even say that with a straight face. But News 6 has got, 6 more months left before it goes belly up? Let's be honest, Sarah.
Not if I have anything to say about it. This is my station, and I'll be damned if I let you take us down.
How do you plan to stop me, Sarah?
Oh. I have options in contracts as well. And if that's how you're going to behave, You're fired.
Well, I'm sure News 11 is going to love that tape, and it won't be an issue. I didn't see it. I think with that negative outcome, Saturn's not so sure. He was trying to leverage something, didn't go so well. So back around to you, Jen, for Sarah.
Sarah is letting Flash know that he is, in fact, now the lead anchor. But since we are a 2-anchor show, I think Sarah is going to jump in. She sees her opportunity to get the on-camera spot she's always wanted. So I think it's our first newscast together.
Is this in the field? Is this behind the desk? Where are you?
I think one behind the desk and one in the field. I feel like Sarah feels like she knows the territory pretty well out here, and she'll let Flash stay behind the desk. She wants the field position.
All right.
More glory, more glamour. And Flash, can you hear me, Flash? I'm out here in the field reporting for News Channel 11.
Yes, Sarah. Yes, you're doing your news thing. Yes, I guess. Yes. Tell us what you have to say.
Well, tensions are high here at the Civil War reenactment this year. There's something in the air between the two sides. A sense of change, of history in the making for this historical reenactment. Sometimes history doesn't repeat itself, I've heard it said. This might be that year. And such coverage will be brought to you exclusively by News 6. We have the knowledge and the people in the field to bring the best stories.
That's actually very good, Sarah. Now, do you have do you have an interview with any of the reenactors there? Like, could you possibly get a word with one of them?
Yes, I have a young corpse dragger from the north who's willing to talk to us and give us stuff from his perspective. Benjamin!
Hi there.
Hi! Tell us what it's like to be a kid reliving history. Or making it.
It's great. I get all sorts of extra credit. I don't have to write a term paper because this counts as like my history grade. But it's real fun. There's so much like fake blood and loud explosions. It's really awesome.
Well, and what sort of educational moments have there been for you? What's a memory you're going to take away from this day?
Well, let's see. A lot of my dad's friends, they say that the whiskey they're drinking is real authentic to the time, and let's see. I know like the different types of uniforms, I guess. Like the one side wore blue, the other side wore gray, right? I learned bodies are heavy. They're real heavy.
That's wonderful stuff. The youth and what they gain from these major events that are covered really the best by News 6. And you saw it here first. An interview like no other. You won't find this kind of coverage on any other station. Isn't that right, Flash?
That's right. And now I am also now your lead anchor because we just got word that the Saturn Phillips has been let go from the station, which is just which is really just great to hear.
As you guys are wrapping up this segment, I think in the background you hear Rocco leading a charge and then taking a fall as he pretends to get hit by cannon fire.
I hear some commotion in the back. Is everything okay?
Oh my gosh! Flash! The South is losing this year. Folks, this is a News Channel 6 exclusive. This year, despite winning this battle historically, here this year, the South is going down to defeat at the hands of the North. Oh my God, the general has fallen to musket fire.
Wow, so we have finally rewritten history. The North has dropped and has definitely made it on top. We did it. The North won. The North won.
The North won. The North. I mean, the North. The North wins this year. I am Sarah Buckingham for Action News 6, and you heard it here first. This year, the North wins.
And see.
Back to you, Flash.
Yeah, that ended positively for you. Your stupid plan has been executed to perfection. So we've got one round of scenes left here and only negative cards left. So every scene's going to go poorly in some way. We already know the outcomes. So who has an idea for their final spotlight scene?
All right, I think I got it. I'm going to go to outside Saturn Phillips' apartment to try to brag about me getting the lead anchor and him being fired.
Okay.
And so, yes. So I'm going to pull up and I'm blasting Whitesnake. Is that, here I am. I pop out. Saturn! Number 1 at number 6 over here.
I think Saturn is someone who doesn't live in like a really nice place, but it's like good enough that it has like a small shitty little balcony. So I think he like opens up the balcony and is just like looking down on you in a bathrobe. It's just like, what was that, Flash?
I'm just saying, I feel really, really bad, about what happened, and you're getting the axe and everything like that. You got a bullet last year, you got the axe this year. Oof, I can't tell you. You should just give me that Peabody award now, buddy. Just toss it down.
And Saturn, I think, just closes the door, walks back inside. Or do you continue to taunt him from the street?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I could start throwing stuff at the door, at the glass window. Come on, face your future. It's gonna be your dinky little apartment. Bink, bink. Come on, just give me the Peabody.
The door opens back up. I've got the Peabody in my hand, and I just chuck it down right into your windshield, shattering it.
I didn't want that to happen. But
enjoy your Peabody, Flash.
I'll take it.
Close the door.
Oh, what joy. I don't have the money to fix this windshield. It's gonna start.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to step out of the car.
Sure.
We've had a report of some disturbance on this street. I'm gonna need you to step out of the car, sir.
Yeah, no, of course. Let me just grab my Peabody award.
Are you threatening me with that weapon, sir?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to confiscate that as evidence.
But I just got that. This guy's throwing things from his balcony. How am I? Don't you recognize me? Flash Buckingham, News 6.
Oh yeah, you're the assistant to Saturn Phillips. I watch him every night on News 6.
And see. Do you have a Sarah scene in mind, or should I go ahead with a Saturn scene instead?
Ooh, I keep eyeing the death out of the blue card.
I had a thought for that too. There could be more than one
Okay.
death if we both have ideas.
That's fair. I'll let you go first, because I think your plan is more fully formed than mine. But also, I gotta de-blur myself.
I feel like the thought I have isn't even so much a full-on scene, but I think it's Saturn, maybe a few days later, goes to meet up with Lindsay, and when he arrives, she is dead. Or at least that's how he tells it, as he's recounting it to police officers after the fact. Like, we don't see what happened, but Saturn says he showed up, thinks someone must have broken into her apartment, blood everywhere. Saturn may or may not be a suspect, but I think the final scene of Saturn in the spotlight is him talking to police officers about how the head anchor of the 7 o'clock news at Action 11 has been murdered, and maybe now there's a job opening. And I don't think we need to necessarily play that out unless one of you really feels like being a cop taking a statement. But I feel like that is kind of the where Saturn is at this point.
I think it'd be fun to see Saturn's life falling apart a little bit.
Sure. Is it though?
It's fun for us.
No, I mean, is it falling apart? But okay, sure.
So, Mr. Phillips, you say you found the body and Ms. Bowerman was already deceased.
We had plans for brunch. We were gonna go and have a full spread. Pancakes with whipped cream.
And the little berries.
Raspberries. But when I arrived, she was laying there in her foyer. So much blood.
No, it says here in my notes, sir. Is it accurate that you were recently fired from Action News 6?
Well, it was a mutual parting. I'd begun seeking other work, and they let me go.
Well,
but I don't see what bearing that has on poor Lindsay here.
Well, sir, the only other news station in town was News 11, where until recently, Ms. Bowerman was the lead anchor. Seems to me her death, created a job opening.
What are you implying, officer?
Well, I'm not going to imply anything, sir. I'm just saying that until we figure out how Ms. Bowerman died, I'd say we have ourselves a murder and a suspect.
I report the news. I will not be the news.
Well, sir, maybe you can start a TV station in prison as sort of some form of rehabilitation some point down the line. I know I'm making a lot of assumptions about convictions. You're innocent till proven guilty. I'll read you your rights. But right now, sir, you're coming with me.
And as the cuffs go on him, we fade out on that. Nice. So what is Sarah's final scene here then, Jen?
I think Sarah feels like right now she's on top of the world. Like, she's got her, she got her big story. She got in front of the camera. I think in some fashion, it's all about to go horribly wrong for her. And maybe she's, maybe it's the night of the Peabody Awards, and she's beaten out both Saturn and Flash, and neither of them are happy about it. And do what they do. Take some action, perhaps.
Well, Saturn probably is not there because he is currently arrested.
Fail. I don't know. We don't know how much further the awards are away. This is it, Flash. This is it. They're about to call the name. They're about to call the name.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be me. I mean, I've put in the hard work. It's me. It's me. It's me.
Sure, unless it's not.
And the nominees for outstanding journalism in the local Millerton market, we have Jerry Flash Buckingham from News 6, Saturn Phillips from News 6, Sarah Buckingham, producer, field reporter from News 6. We have Lindsay Bowerman, sadly deceased, from Action 11. We have Chip Gaines from Local 1. And we have Jack Winslow, Independent. And the winner is Lindsay Bowerman. Accepting on her behalf is her bereaved mother. Welcome her to the stage.
Bowerman?
But she's dead!
Just because I can't. This is rigged.
She's dead! She can't even accept the award!
I don't trust this. This is rigged! This is rigged! So would you have to be injured or dead to win this award?
That's the camera
no.
pans back on Sarah and Jerry.
This needs to go to News 6. News 6 deserves this award. We worked hard for it. You don't understand everything we've done to get this award. You think it was an accident that the North won this year? No, that was us.
Whoa.
We deserve this. We talked to the general. We hired the Quentin Tarantino impersonator. We deserve this award. And Sarah pulls out a gun. You're gonna give me this award, by God, or somebody's gonna get it.
And we fade to black. And that brings us to the end of Act 2. All we have left here is to tally up some points and then see sort of what our final outcomes are. We'll each get sort of one last epilogue moment after we tally that up, but we'll be right back with that after we flip some cards and do some math.
We see Sarah. She has lost it. She sees the end to her television station, everything she's been working for. She pulls this gun out, rushes the stage, and takes the award presenter and Lindsay Bowerman's mom hostage, insisting that she be awarded the Peabody Award. And a SWAT team is called in at this hostage situation, and they take Sarah down, and she lies there on the stage in a pool of her own blood. And the last thing she does, her dying words are, "My brother made me do it."
And I think the only person who hears those final words is poor Greta Bowerman, Lindsay Bowerman's mother. So that is Sarah Buckingham's terrible ending. We tallied up the points here. Jen and I both had a negative, or a net 2 positive, so we drew straws, or rock, paper, scissors rather. So I got the 2 and she had to step down to a 1. So that was her terrible ending. Next up, we got Jerry Flash Buckingham's horrendous ending.
Well, it was about 6 months after the Peabody riots my sister caused. I couldn't get work anymore. The Buckingham name was just sullied. The station closed down. I lost my job, So I had to go into hiding. I had to change my name. So, you're gonna find me now as Los Pedros de la Buckingham for Las Noticias Locos 8. Ocho, as it were. And I work at the Spanish language news now. And sometimes I'm allowed on the camera, but most of the time I'm getting lattes for the on-air talent. Flash Buckingham, Local News 6.
Los Pedro Buckingham. The Pedro Buckingham. Exactly. I love it.
I love the callback to getting lattes for the on-air talent.
I know you're not seeing it, Farley, but I also did update your name on the screen to be Los Pedro. And then finally, we got Saturn Phillips, whose ending is so bad that children cry when they see me. Children know a ruined person when they see one. So yeah, I think Saturn, last we saw, was arrested for the murder of Lindsay Buckingham. Whether or not he did the deed, we don't really know. He maintains his innocence to this day, but I think he's been in jail for years at this point, and maybe we're seeing some like 2020 like true crime expose type thing. The Lindsay Bowerman case being dusted off, and just like everyone like pities Saturn, thinking like, how could he be pushed to do something so horrible? But he, again, maintains his innocence. So my question for you guys is, did Saturn kill her, or did one of you? We don't need to know the answer, but I think that's the big question.
I think I know the answer in my heart.
And I think, we fade to, if the end of the expose is like stock footage of Saturn and Pedro. I said Pedro because I'm looking at it on screen, but it ends with like stock footage of Saturn and Flash signing off, and then just like the grainy footage, and then like the bad effect of like a TV snapping off, and that's the end of the expose.
And Sarah's voice going, "We're out."
Living memory.
And that was DBI's game of Fiasco, playing the I keep forgetting the name of the playset. The Action News 6?
Action 6 News.
Action 6 News. The Action 6 News playset, as we played Fiasco by Jason Morningstar. It's a wonderful game. As you can see, we've been playing it on a virtual tabletop on Roll20. It's available there for purchase if you want to play it. You can also buy the actual physical big box and the expansions. It's a great way to spend time with people, even if you're not improvisers. But it's been a pleasure playing with Jen and Mike. Thank you guys. For anyone who has stuck around this long, we thank you. if you're actually watching this roughly when it aired, our next live show for Death by Improv is going to be a Jackbox Games show on March 26th, I believe at 8 p.m. on probably YouTube. I don't know if we've actually settled on that, but follow Death by Improv on Instagram, Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. Maybe one day we'll use Twitch as well. Who knows? But thank you. Follow us, and hopefully when we're all back on stage, you can come see us there too. Have a good night.